All right, folks. Brandon Boyd here with Wake Up Now, one of the master distributors of the company. Excited to be here. I want to welcome you to session one of the 15-day sprint to success. A couple things that I want to bring up here real quick as part of that, as you can see on your screen. I'm going to go to the training website here, wakeupnowf.blogspot.com, which I have being actually completely revamped. And so shortly you're going to see a new one. But in the meantime, I want to go here. This flyer here will indicate the 15-day sprint to success that we have. And as part of that, in this session, I'm going to cover Taxbot. This is session one. So within 15 days, when someone joins a company, if they enroll 3 IBOs in their first 15 days of business, they not only cover their monthly fee, but they also go on the Founders Getaway Vacation and they'll be set up on all the products at the same time. So that's critical to get people on here because to me, I believe it's a great retention tool that we have. And then on Wake Up Now events, I have this here as well, where if you go to Wake Up Now events, if you're on Facebook, here it is right here. So today's session one, you can click on that. On Friday, I have session two on how to use Wake Up Now Finance and eliminate all your debt. Session three on Monday. So what I do is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday webinar on each of these sessions covering different aspects of Wake Up Now and setting people up with their products. You can also find it under the event schedule on the training site. So if I click on live events and recordings, I can click here, and 15-day sprint webinars is the very first link. Okay, so I want to get right into this. I'm actually going to bring up, and this is proof. You can send this to people. You'll have a screenshot of this. This is actually my back office hub with Taxbot. Okay, so I'm not making an income claim here, and I do want to give just as a disclaimer up front, I am not a licensed CPA. So I'm going to show people how to use TaxBot and the power of it without giving you tax advice. Okay, but if you look here on the right side of your screen, now again, this is in your back office. All you have to do is click on Product and then TaxBot. I'm going to show you the back office portion first and then the phone app. My estimated tax deductions so far this year with what I've tracked through my business is $21,145.59. What that means is that is what is tax deductible. So for example, if let's say I made $100,000 this year, but I've got $21,000 in deductions. Okay, so what that does is it starts to eliminate part of my tax liability. So my income may say 100,000, but because I've got tax deductions for my business by being in business with Wake Up Now and using TaxBot, it means that at the end of the day, I'm going to pay less in taxes. Okay, I mean that is the Cliff Notes. That's to keep it as general as possible without giving advice. Is that it's going to limit my tax liability, the amount of taxes that I would have to pay if I were not in business. Okay, so if I were just employed with a W-2 and I made $100,000, as you know, the more money you make, the higher percentage of tax bracket that you're in. So it's very important for you to be in business because you can get up to 450 tax deductions that are available to you that are not available to someone who is not in business. So everything I showed to you on here, you're going to be able to see with the phone app as well. But what I want to do is cover this in the back office first because some people don't have smartphones or they don't use them or they don't even know how to use them. Okay, so this is a way that you can actually do this through your back office. So this is basically your home screen here, which is going to show your expense by category. It's going to show your recent expenses, and it's going to show the recent trips that you've been on for your business as well. And again, if you have questions too, make sure and type them in the box and I'll get them answered at the end. Then, so what I want to do is click on the expense tab here. It can give me the different expenses I have for my business, trips that I've gone on. It's going to have a reporting section as well, and I can change the date of these if I want to look at it. If I have multiple businesses, I can put them into TaxBot as well. I can have multiple bank accounts that can run through here for my business too. Like here's business banking. So if I've aggregated a bank account, I can actually go through here. Not only would it have the receipt, but I can actually create the expense that is a business expense so that if the IRS were to audit me, not only would I have the business expenses tracked, but I'd also have it tagged with my bank account because a bank account with transactions alone will not do it for the IRS. They want to see receipts. They want to see proof especially on trips and things like that. Then what it has is an educational library. Sandy Botkin has the blog here. This is the library. If you want to really learn about taxes and get tax advice, he was an IRS trainer for about 20 years, and he is a licensed CPA. Any type of category here on the left side, you can look at any one of those. Everything from auto depreciation to business gifts to businesses versus hobbies. Personal mileage like driving to and from work, is that tax deductible? Those kind of things. Going to conventions, tickets, gas, food, hotels, flights, etc. You can learn all those things from this tax media library. So this is very, very important, very educational. You might even just want to watch one video a day. But if I want to go back in here, and let's say I want to put in a manual expense. So I can go here to the right, click on Add Expense, and on here I can, let's say that we went out to eat somewhere. Okay, so I can just go under here, scan down to meals, and description: had a business lunch with Jim on Wake Up Now. Okay, and my lunch was $8.13, and it was on July 10th, and it was at Subway, trying to eat healthy. It was with Jim Smith, and it was for my business. So you might want to indicate if it was Wake Up Now or whatever business that you have, because this business Taxbot works for anything. And you can mark here if it's personal, if it's business, and then all you do is you just click save, and then we'll update that immediately. And then when you go back to the home page here, you'll see that it will update the tax deduction numbers as well. Same thing goes for a trip. If I want to add a trip, I can click on that and say the description is, let's say it's for the business convention for Wake Up Now in Provo, Utah. So let's say this is September. Starting address, just 123 Smith Street, and ending address is 123 Provo, Utah. Okay, and what it will do is it will actually compute the route. So it becomes like Google Map. You just click that little button, compute route. So that way it actually gives you the exact miles. Now you can just type in the miles right there, but it's better if you can actually put in the actual address and click compute route. You can also put the type of vehicle. So if it was Jamie's car, which is my wife, I could put her car in there, or just my vehicle. And then to make it simple, so I don't have to track it on the way back home, I can actually click round trip. So if it was like, if I drove and it was 319 miles, I can just click round trip, and it will just add those miles back. And I don't have to, actually have to have it tracking as I'm driving back to my house. And then I can add an attached expense if there was an expense that went along with it. Okay, so pretty simple on how to use those. This is a very simple thing, but what I'll tell you is, and as you know, and maybe some of you don't, you can deduct $1 for every 2 miles you drive. The exact percentage or number is 56 cents a mile is what is tax deductible. Now, Wake Up Now had done a study, and I'm going to bring up this PowerPoint presentation that actually has part of the it was in the month of, I believe it was in May. What they did is they took the average rep that was actually using Taxbot and Wake Up Now. What they wanted to see was the deductions. How much money in tax deductions was calculated amongst active users of Taxbot, and it was actually $1,900 for the average active rep in Wake Up Now. And if you look at that again, without giving it, exact numbers or advice, if you break that down to a 30% tax bracket, you're talking about saving between about $300 to $500 a month. So what it means is that, again, the tax liability that you have for your business is decreased because now you have a business. So, for example, if you were to go out and have a meal, normally without a business, you wouldn't actually be able to write that off. But because you have a business and maybe on the way to the restaurant, that you are talking business, making a phone call, Even if you went bowling with one of your friends and within 24 hours you were to talk about Wake Up Now, you'd be able to write off that entertainment. Again, all you have to do is watch videos on those to get those details right from Sandy Botkin. And again, always consult with your local CPA as well. But if you look at this phone app here, and I don't know if you can see my arrow, but just look at the phone on the left that says add trip, add expense. Everything that I just went over in the back office is right there. Okay, so you just click on add trip. It does the same thing. It's very simple to use. You'll see on this it says start mileage tracking, add manual mileage. So let's say you got in your car and you're like, oh, dang it, I forgot to track that trip. You can actually add it manually. Okay, and go back to make sure that you don't lose out on those deductions. Same with expenses. Add expense here. I can go in and I can actually take a picture of the receipt. Okay, and it stores it on a cloud. Therefore, you don't need to keep receipts. And so you can actually just go into your tax accountant. If we go back to the page here, let's go under expenses. If I wanted to actually print this off, I could do that. So this tab over here on the right, it says print. I can have a PDF copy and email it right to my accountant and be very organized. I can print it off and actually bring it to them. That way you have a tangible record as well. But this back office here is very simple to use with the phone app. The phone app is actually easier to use than even the back office. But like I said, not everyone has a smartphone or really knows how to use them very well. But all it has is two buttons. And I believe that as you use this for your Wake Up Now business, you will see that you will save a ton of money in taxes. For example, this year, as I just mentioned, as we go back, if you just came on the call a little bit ago, I've got in tax deductions, not savings, but tax deductions, $21,145.59, which is my estimated tax deductions, which again limits my tax liability with what I would actually have to pay to the government in taxes. Now, one thing I want to show you as well is on the Wake Up Now training website under training step by step here at the top that I've highlighted. If you go right to download Taxbot app and you click that link, it's going to give you this page right here. For those who have not downloaded it to your phone, all you have to do is go into, like, depending on your phone, Google Play or Marketplace, and all you do is type in Taxbot. And I'd recommend that you log in first into your back office, so that way it basically verifies your email address and that you're an official customer or independent business owner, Wake Up Now, and then just go in. It'll put you right into Taxbot and bring up that screen. Okay, so it's very simple, and you'll be able to use it right away. And it is a free app as a member of Wake Up Now. And then if you want details on how the phone app actually works, if you need any more details from kind of what I went over, I think for most people that I've sat down with, it's pretty self-explanatory, even for people that maybe don't use their phones quite a bit. If you put in even a couple of transactions, you'll be able to see how simple it is. And so the CEO of Taxbot, his name is Jake Randall, and he and Sandy Botkin are kind of the two main guys behind Taxbot. And what he does is he did a webinar for us, and he actually goes through how the Taxbot app works from your phone, giving you a number of different scenarios as to how you can put in transactions. It has a little tutorial, two different tutorial videos right there on the app on the bottom right screen of your phone. But he just gives some advice and some tips to help you with your business, such as answering questions. Can I put multiple businesses in there? Can I use this for a business outside of Wake Up Now? Can I put multiple cars in there? Can I upload multiple bank accounts and have it all tracked in there as well? Okay, so he goes through and answers those questions. So you can use that on how to use WUN Taxbot. And then the other thing that you might want to use as well is if you want to show somebody Taxbot, not only show them your phone, but you can click on Wake Up Now Taxbot video, okay? And it's just a 2-minute video that Wake Up Now put together that shows the value of Taxbot, because 84% of all business owners overpay in their taxes. A lot of the reason being because of lack of knowledge, tracking, and they're afraid of an audit. They'd rather overpay than underpay. And so Taxbot will show you legally how to be able to have as many deductions as possible in your business and be IRS bulletproof at the same time. And then it has it here under promo Wake Up Now videos as well. You just click on Wake Up Now Taxbot video and you'll see it there. I do have these recorded, and so if people want to be able to play these, not only will I have them posted to the blog, but you'll be able to see it on YouTube and on my recorded webinar library here. We just did a similar presentation just last week on Taxbot as well, on June 21st actually, and that was on session 1. Now I do want to go back, and again, if you have questions that are coming up, make sure and type them in there, and I'm going to get them answered here. But under Wake Up Now events, again, you can plug people right into these webinars. So today's session 1, then there's session 2 on Friday. And again, you can actually just register for those right here. So if I want to go to 15-day sprint webinars, that link, or right under 15-day sprint product training, just click that. I can take that link here at the top. I can copy and paste it, put it on Facebook. I can email it. I can text it and get my team on there, because it's important for people that if they're not going to make money in Wake Up Now, one of the important things to do is to have a safety net, and that's to give them more value than what they're paying on a monthly basis. And I believe that as they use Wake Up Now Finance, as they use Taxbot, those two things, saving them on interest and taxes, will absolutely change their life. It will change their life. And then if they get the cell phone discount and then they're able to go on a vacation every single year and the 15-day sprint vacation, they're going to stay with the company. Okay, so let's bring this up and see if there's any questions at this time. Let me bring it up. Okay. One of the questions was, is this webinar only for Taxbot? The answer is yes, because this is session 1 of the 15-day sprint, how to use Taxbot and the power of it. So if I were to click on this, it's going to just bring that up. And again, you can share this event with anybody and register for that right there. And so session 2, if you want to know how to use Wake Up Now Finance and eliminate all of your debt, you'll want to be on that as well on Friday at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. That is critical. So are there any other questions that I can help answer at this time? Again, we'll open it up for any questions that any of you have on Taxbot. This is a critical part of the program. I believe, in my opinion, from using both and really using all the products in Wake Up Now, that Wake Up Now Finance and Wake Up Now Taxbot are the two most valuable pieces of the program. In fact, Sandy Botkin stated at our Las Vegas convention, he said, I will show you how over the years you will save more in taxes than most of you will even make in a business. Okay, and that's not being negative, that's being positive. Because you want to make sure that people understand they have interest working against them. They have taxes that are working against them when they don't have a business. And so by saving an interest using Wake Up Now Finance with the automated debt elimination tool and then using Taxbot, that's going to save people thousands of dollars of interest that they would have to pay on a monthly basis. Okay, one of the questions is, can you use mileage deductions for rental cars? Again, I am not a tax attorney or a tax accountant, and so some of these questions I can't answer. But what I can tell you is this: can you get deductions using a rental car? The answer is yes. What you want to do is make sure and look at the Taxbot library that Sandy Botkin has put together on that one. Do you have the exclusive Wake Up Now Taxbot, or can you use the free app on the App Store? I don't know of a free Taxbot app on the App Store. I know that if you go through their company, it typically costs $20 a month for their app. How can I learn exactly what can be written off and what cannot? What exactly constitutes a business expense? Couldn't somebody just say that they talked to someone about Wake Up Now when they really didn't and put it as a business expense? Well, again, that's up to you. But if you want to know what you can write off and what you can't, click on if you click on education. If we go back here and library, this is going to be able to give you ideas of what are some of the things that you can write off and what are the things you cannot. For example, some of the things that if you go back to the home page of this, it's going to give you some of the categories of things in your business that maybe you wouldn't have even thought of. For example, I didn't know that I could actually, if I was going to have some shirts ironed for a business trip that I was going to go on, that was actually tax deductible. I didn't know that until I started using the Taxbot system. Okay. What if you don't, let's see, what if you don't have a car and you live in New York? How do you get the mileage for that? Um, I'm not sure. I think I need more of a detailed question on that one. Maybe I'm not understanding that. Can we ask questions to the TaxBot people? Yes, I believe that they actually have a live chat. If you go to taxbot.com, they're supposed to have a live chat. You can also call them as well. But one of the things I wanted to go back to again under add expense. Let's go under add expense. See this category list right here from A to Z? This is going to give you examples as to uh, the different things that you can allocate for your business as business expenses. And then when you actually sit down with your CPA, it's not that it replaces a CPA, but that it gets you organized for your taxes. Okay. I still recommend that people use a CPA because that education, you may miss things over the years just trying to do it on your own. Okay. So for cell phone, I could put cell phone because I've got that maybe for personal, but it's also for business. Any maintenance and repairs on my car, auto insurance that I pay on a car that I use for business, and those kind of things. That's going to give you some of that education on what you can and cannot write off. So, good questions on those. If there's not any other questions, again, this has been recorded. I will upload this to Facebook as well as on YouTube. So you can look me up, Brandon Boyd on Facebook, Wake Up Now events, and you'll be able to see a number of different spots that I'll post it on there, and I will also put it in the newsletter. But if you want to see the proof in the pudding and see if this works, just look at the estimated tax deductions. Okay, I've got over 21,000 so far this year for my business. You can do the same and limit the amount in taxes that you pay. I had a guy tell me the other day, I don't really need Wake Up Now. I don't really need a business because I always get money back on a tax refund. And I asked him a question. I said, well, how much do you pay in taxes normally with your salary? And he said, well, about 4,000. And I said, so how much do you get back? And he said about 1,200. Okay, so basically you're paying $2,800 in taxes then. Yeah, so I'm paying 2,800. What I'm saying is that if people will get set up in business, we can show them how to save even more by getting those tax deductions as a business owner that they cannot get if they are just employed. Okay. Let's see. Looking for any other questions. Can we ask questions? Yes. Um, So just about every single expense that has to do with the progression of Wake Up Now is a business expense and can be added to TaxBot to be checked by CPA later when tax time comes. Yeah, I would just put everything in there, and then the CPA can just verify with you that with the information that you put in there, that things are accurate and that you can write those things off and stuff like that. That's why, again, I'm not a licensed tax accountant, so you want to make sure that you watch the Sandy Botkin videos as well as consult with your local CPA, and they'll be able to give you the advice on that. My job is to show you how TaxBot works. My job is to show you the value of TaxBot. I believe that this will make you IRS bulletproof. I believe that you guys will save so much money in taxes over a lifetime if you will be in business, if you will stay in business, and if you will use TaxBot. Guys and gals, we'll see you on session 2 on Friday. Look forward to working with you. Thanks so much for being on today. Goodbye, everyone.